Okay, I will call this meeting to order. Everyone, please rise. Father in heaven, we ask you for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us to have meaningful discussion and work as a united group for our community. And we thank you for the many blessings we receive each and every day. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Please join in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
School shooting in October today. That's terrible.
We need roll call vote for quorum.
Coulter,
Here.
McAdams,
Here.
Perry,
Here.
Wallander.
Here. Okay, we need to add 2 items to the agenda. There's invoices from Hawkins, and the second one is purchase of shirts.
Under new business.
Yes, they would both be under new business. 4 would be Hawkins and 5 would be purchase of shirts.
Where's that at? Hawkins. Did we get papers on Hawkins?
No, I don't have papers on
This
it.
is the after, Trish has the
Oh, okay.
I have one.
Invoices on
invoices for
Hawkins, or is that the invoice that we looked at and decided it could wait?
What is Hawkins?
No, I think that's that invoice we talked to Jennifer
The
about.
invoices for the chemicals, one was over $1,000 and one was under $1,000, but together it came out. When she ran the claims
Oh,
report, it was
right,
over
yeah.
1,000.
No, we don't have that on this one.
Yeah, they're not payable until the 20th of September, so she decided instead of adding it, she'd just do it next week.
I wasn't given that information, so we need to remove the Hawkins invoices off of the agenda then. So is there a motion to approve the agenda with the one addition of the purchase of shirts?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Okay, we'll move into the work session now. The first one is the organizational chart. The one thing that I would like to say is that everybody in the city is under the Board of Aldermen, as far as any appointed officials, even though they're appointed by the mayor, but it's by the approval of the Board of Aldermen. So the judge and the police department should still be under the Board of Aldermen.
I thought the mayor was over the police.
It shows on that organizational chart, but there's no state statute for it that I could find. And anything that the police department would do would still have to be approved by the Board of Aldermen. The budget, any policies that they have.
This here just shows the mayor, and this is the policy handbook we're holding by right now.
But that's the organizational chart you're changing it to now, right? So
we
I'm
need to
asking
know-
that the judge and the police chief and the officers of the police department, it would be,
Pardon?
the judge and the police department should be up there with the other appointed people. Under the Board of Aldermen, because the appointments are approved by the Board of Aldermen.
Well, I know the alderman appoints them, but I always thought the mayor
mayor
was over
appoints them,
the
and
police
the
department.
board, the mayor appoints the chief of police, but it's approved by the Board of Aldermen.
Judy, may I read from our code book?
Yes.
Section 21.250, appoint certain officers and control police. This is under the mayor's section. The mayor, with the advice and consent of the Board of Aldermen, shall have the power to appoint all appointive officers of the city. He shall have the authority to give such orders to the chief of police and policemen of the city as in his judgment the good or the public good may require. And it shall be the duty of the chief of police and the police officers to obey such orders. So in our city code book, it says the mayor is in charge of the police.
That's what I always understood.
Do you want the mayor to be in charge of the police?
Hasn't it always been that way?
Yes, but that's from a really old, like back when we used to have a police judge and things like that. I don't know that there's any reason that it has to be. It would be, I just don't know why you would want one department that only answers to the mayor.
No, they should be treated just like the other appointed officials. The judge and the city attorney, the treasurer, the fire chief.
I've always just thought it was strange that we had it set up for the mayor to be in charge of the police department.
That's what I'm saying. That's
The
what-
mayor's not in charge of anything else. I don't know why that one department would have to be different, or why it was set up that way.
Well, I know when I was on the board before, it was always, the mayor was over the police department, the alderman didn't have.
Well, but I mean,
Right.
the way it's set up,
But
I mean, she goes,
changing them,
I want so-and-so out there to be the police chief, we have to say yea or nay. She can't just say, or
yeah,
the
there's
mayor
really
can't
nothing
just
that the
say.
mayor does
I
without the
understand
approval
that, but I
of the
thought
board.
even though we approved the police, chief of police, but I just thought she was always over her, the mayor, was always over the police department.
This is a good time to put it all under the Board of Aldermen, I think.
State statute reads that the chief of police shall serve during the pleasure of the board, except that such chief shall only be removed, suspended, or demoted for cause.
Yeah, that's the difference. Because we're an at-will employer as far as everybody except the chief. And that at-will, you don't have to have cause, but to remove the chief, you have to have cause. So that's the only difference that I can find on anything. So I'm asking that the judge and the police chief go under the Board of Aldermen like all of the other appointed officials.
What we could do is add a line that goes between the mayor and the board of aldermen, and that will connect all of the above.
Say that one more time, Trish.
We could add a line that goes between the mayor and the aldermen, and that will connect everybody to the aldermen.
But why does it have to connect the judge and the police chief to the mayor?
Well, according to our codes right now, it does. So,
But if we're changing this, why can't we change that? Because like you said, it serves at the pleasure of the board.
This is the old one that you all have been working on for the last few months, and you can see where the mayor and the police and all were, and that was copied from, yeah, that was,
Pretty sure that's what it was.
But it does show the judge is connected to the alderman.
And the city, yeah.
and they're all,
So I'll agree with Trish, connecting the mayor and the board of aldermen would connect all of them.
because the mayor does not have any control or supervisor position over the judge. That's through the 37th Judicial Court.
So
no.
well, on this one here, the mayor and the alderman is connected to the judge. On this one here.
Right. I mean, I don't see why the mayor is, because the mayor answers to the voters only. Which that's what you got on here with the mayor of the Board of Aldermen. So I just believe that all of the city officials should be under the Board of Aldermen.
So you just answer to the voters and that's it, and just leave it at that. take the judge and police chief
And
and
put them over here, where the other appointed officers are.
Is the mayor to answer to the Board of Aldermen?
No,
No, that's separate? Okay,
Elected officials.
okay.
What'd she say?
She asked if the mayor responded to like the Board of Aldermen.
I make appointments, they approve it. I request things, they approve it or not. And then so, but no. So there doesn't need to be a line between the mayor and the board of aldermen. The judge and the police chief need to go on the same line as the others.
So I can extend that Board of Alderman box over and put the mayor beside it and put everybody up to the Board of Aldermen. The mayor will be under the voters with no one under her. Or him.
That's what I think we should do. This is a good time, we're changing some of the others, this is a good time to take that off there.
The only thing, if we're gonna do that, then we need to hook the city administrator to them too. Because the reason I'm saying that is because if the police has a problem, they come to City Hall, the alderman's not there to, give judgment on anything.
Well, the police department could be just another, if it's another department, just like all the rest of them.
Yeah, so it should just come right down under line from Board of Aldermen to city administrator, and then
Just like sanitation and shop, all
Yes.
public works could be squeezed together, or even emergency management.
Because if they have a problem, they need to be somebody in City Hall, so then the city administrator would have to, because the Board of Aldermen's not in there to, so,
Because that's what the city administrator form of government is.
right.
Everybody's underneath.
Okay, do you want the city attorney left directly under you, or do you want that hooked under there too? And the treasurer?
I think the city attorney's fine where that's at.
Okay.
But,
Fire chief as well?
pardon?
Fire chief as well? Directly
No,
under
I
you?
think he should be hooked to you too, because if he's got a problem on something, he needs somebody to talk to, who he's gonna talk to.
Wasn't he down there with emergency management?
Well, but Pierce Fire Chief is hooked to Board of Aldermen.
That's because it was appointed, I believe,
Right.
that sheet that you included, that was the ones that had been appointed.
Yeah, anyone that you're taking off of directly responding to the board, you're going to have to stop making an appointed position, because in the organizational chart, you're supposed to be underneath whoever has the power to fire you.
Okay,
Right, so, as it is right now, the treasurer can't be fired by the mayor or the city administrator, she can only be fired by the board of aldermen. So, that would have to stop being
Anybody that was
appointed.
appointed and approved by the Board of Aldermen.
Right, can only be, since they were appointed and approved by the board of aldermen, they can only be fired by the board of aldermen. Which means if you're going to move people underneath like the city administrator, then they will have to quit being appointed by the board. So it'll you'll have to make several ordinance adjustments for things like that. It won't be difficult, but it'll need to be
The
done.
fire chief could be, or fire department could be down here with emergency management and floodplain, as it has been. It's the one that we were looking at, had fire department and emergency management.
When you appoint a fire chief and a police chief and a city attorney and a city clerk, you trust those people to make decisions. That's why they're appointed. That's my
The
opinion.
clerk is elected, not appointed. That's even different.
is what?
The city clerk is elected by the board, not
Right.
appointed, so, not appointed by the mayor.
Well then, at least down here in emergency management, We already have fire department in that box too, okay?
Everything that I'm looking up on the organizational flow charts on other cities, the mayor is connected to the board of aldermen. And I don't think we should take that away. Like everything.
Well, to me, she's part of the board, so
Yes,
they ought to be connected together.
yes.
And then we have to work as a team through there.
So I say we leave the line between board of aldermen and the mayor and put the judge with the police chief, fire chief. So that she's still connected.
You're talking this way,
Yes.
okay? And these two are going to go over here somewhere.
With, on the top with all those appointed positions. With the fire chief, city clerk, city administrator, treasurer, all of them. And then the mayor
You
connected to
just
the
make
board.
the mayor box real short and the board of aldermen longer.
Mm-hmm. And then hook the judge. And then we have to put the police chief up there, and then we need a box down here under the city administrator for police department.
Police department's not under the chief.
It would be under the chief, I think.
Yeah.
because
Well,
he's-
it would be just like the fire department is going to be down here, but the fire chief is appointed, so that would be the same difference, wouldn't it?
We don't have the authority to fire police officers.
No, so
That's
just
under
put
Jamie
on,
or-
okay, like city clerk has got, she's the supervisor of all the clerks in City Hall. So underneath the police chief, you need to put police department.
And he's going to go up beside the fire chief, so to speak,
Right,
and then judge over by a city attorney.
right. Yeah. And a line between the mayor and the board of aldermen. The judge goes over, make the board of aldermen line longer. Judge goes over by city attorney. And then police chief and line down to police department. And they have to answer to us. You should have stayed with the mayor. Can we go ahead and approve this with all this amending it?
the chief
Well, I
is-
was hoping after the work session, maybe she could go back and do it and bring it
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, I can go back and,
You mean as far as like the ordinance goes?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can, the ordinance probably needs some other changes too, but I can kind of make notes on that if you want, and then you can just adjust them. That'll work.
yeah, you take that, put what,
Yeah.
what he adjusted, I can do that.
Under new business, if they do that.
And get that done.
Please.
Is there any other questions, comments, or whatever about this? Anything you want?
Some judgy stuff.
Oh, great.
Okay, there's gonna be a line between the voters and the board, the voters and the mayor, a line between the mayor and the alderman. Then under the alderman, we're gonna put police chief and police department under the police chief. The fire chief's going back under emergency management. And the judge is going to the board of aldermen.
The fire chief will stay up there, but the fire department will be down.
Okay, good.
Glad I asked. Yes. Fire department down by emergency management, but
Okay.
just Still got the appointed ones up there in the department below it.
So let me ask you this now. So we have, if the police department's having problems, do they get to go to the city administrator? To solve their-
Everything should be brought to the city administrator.
Okay.
We should take it to the police chief first, and then,
No, that's what I meant, but then he comes to the city administrator to,
To come to the Board of Aldermen.
right,
Everything should come through the city administrator.
What I would be is basically the middleman.
right.
You bring me whatever, I would discuss with you,
Chief Administrative Officer.
and then you guys give the answer, I'll give it back.
Okay.
What if we're under like an emergency operation? Because I think we have specific ordinances where it's like, I mean, Deidre, if I'm like, it's been a while since I looked at those, but I'm pretty sure it's like, all of that says mayor, like, for like city responses and stuff.
I think almost all of it does.
So that
And-
probably all, if you're gonna rewrite that, that might all need to be written at the same time, because like, what if
Well, I
it?
think that's for notification, is what that is in the Howe County emergency and what was adopted by our emergency management follow-up plan. Because they asked for the mayor's name and then all of the Board of Aldermen. I believe that's how that reads now, the last part of it. But that
And
is something
one
we
where
need
it
to,
goes through the mayor, and then that.
that's just
Yeah.
notification.
Notification.
Because it's, 911's gonna get it and get it to the police and the fire before they ever get it to the mayor, so. But I think that's taken care of in the emergency operations.
Is that what you were thinking of?
Yeah, I just know like in those organizational charts, there's like, gonna be like, say if there's a decision to like shut down some section of town or whatever. Like all of those commands, like I'm pretty sure all of that structure is written as if the mayor is part of that flow chart. And so that
But-
might all need to be addressed.
Or that part might be able to stay. It's only,
Right.
it's like an emergency management response kind of chart. So it's only in emergency situations, and I think it's specifically the mayor because there's no opportunity to have like a board meeting in an emergency.
And I know a lot of those old ordinances are set up like with the mayor wording.
Yes.
So like all of that would probably, just so that that if it's not addressed at like either now or like very quickly, something could come up where there's like, what do we do? Yeah.
I think we went ahead and connected the mayor to the Board of Aldermen, so we shouldn't have to change it if we left it that way. Hopefully, right?
Okay, are you ready to move on to the second item of the MO, suggestions, got it. Okay, number 2, the personnel classifications and pay matrix. Don't the alderman, the mayor, and the judge, as we talked about those before, they're not on, unless I just overlooked them. Weren't they gonna go under the miscellaneous ones?
Yeah, they should have. No? I know we talked about them, but they didn't get,
So, the judge is 300.
since they're elected officials, do they need to be on the pay matrix?
No, the salaries have to be set by the board.
But isn't the judge a contracted employee?
Yes.
I think the judge is like the attorney where we
We're
can technically
contracted.
renegotiate at any point. that
And
we
then
want.
how are the, yours,
The
is
board of
it
aldermen is
through
supposed to be
an
set by
ordinance?
ordinance.
So that we wouldn't have ordinances, this would be just employees.
Employees, yeah.
but this is an ordinance for the pay matrix, so why wouldn't the alderman and the mayor be on the pay matrix?
This is a resolution because it can change yearly.
Right.
Yeah, it's not an ordinance.
This is for all city employees.
And we're considered a city employee, so.
We're paid out of the same payroll, that's.
Right.
what-
But
So
I
where
think
would
you're
we go?
appointed in the salaries differently, right?
Yeah, we are.
So I think that needs to be, Deidre, you
Well,
probably
it
know
says
that
the
would be
salaries
an
are set
ordinance.
I think probably since the pay matrix is kind of an internal city thing, but by statutes, you all are supposed to be paid based on a separately set ordinance, that probably needs to be a standalone, not part of the pay matrix of the entire rest of the
Because
city.
there's an ordinance just for elected officials.
Yes, right, because while you might be paid out of the same payroll, you are not traditional employees, you are elected officials,
Right.
which is different.
And I don't know if we've ever found that ordinance,
My bet is that there hasn't been
Hasn't
one
been
done
written.
in decades.
something we probably need to do.
As opposed to.
Right, as most of them, I'm sure it's not been done since it was written.
Okay, so it doesn't belong on here, but we need an updated thing.
Or we add
Pay
it to,
the, I'm just making a note.
oh,
Not to the pay matrix, you're not
No,
adding.
it doesn't need to be added. I'm just making a note that we need to either find one that we've got on the books already or get one. Are there any questions about the pay matrix?
just max. When we say that, then that's the top pay they can get, right? That's how high up they can get, right? Am I understanding that right?
Correct.
Okay. That's what we need.
And this is adjusted every year based on like minimum wage increases and.
Right, you could do, using CPI, PPI, whatever you want to, what kind of, index you want to use for
We
such.
work on this, when the budget comes, that's when we have to work on this too, and so we can figure it in next year's budget.
The raises and everything.
Uh-huh.
Any questions about this resolution?
Does this look good to everybody?
I mean, they have to be approved under new business, we're still in work session. but-
Right.
What did
No,
you
I-
say, Calvin?
The airport, you pay him $1,260 a month? I really
I think there's been discussion that we need to have an airport manager, it hasn't happened yet. We're paying
I didn't think-
Waylon $150 a week.
That's what I was thinking,
Plus-
150 a week, but we got 1260 down there.
Right, but there's
What is
been
he
meetings
called?
with him, well, the only thing, I've seen assistant airport manager, but in the payroll system, it just says airport, so we don't even have a title. But he gets some compensation for the hangars and that kind of stuff, and I know Trish met with him. I guess
What are we paying him now?
$150 a week.
He gets free rent,
Free rent
for
on
a
one
hangar.
hangar, and then I think he rents
and
another
then he,
one.
correct.
So the $12.60 a month, how did we come
Includes-
up with that number?
That includes the rental,
So,
correct?
correct. It includes the, oh my gosh, I should have brought all what we talked about in there. So it does include the rental of one hangar, and then his 150 a week, and then I believe when he becomes a manager of the airport, which we discussed with him, then it will go up, or was this the dollar amount? Because he gets one more rental,
Well,
free rental.
and that is,
that's to be
Right, that's
determined just
later.
in the department meeting that we had, and we're
How
gonna
much-
have some more because there's,
How much are the hangars? How much do we rent the hangar for a month?
$660?
It depends on the
there's
size.
360 and 3, that, okay, 360 and 3, that's the 660. Because I guess he requested an additional hangar. I don't know, you've got the notes.
Yeah, not with me.
What are the hours that it's working?
He hasn't said. He's just there all the time because he has a business in that hangar.
If you average it out, he's making $31 an hour, $31.50. If you average that out at 40 hours, that's 40 hours. That's a little.
This is still,
This-
this is not happening.
Right.
This is a projection if we get an airport manager, I guess.
I think it's way too high for airport manager.
Especially
Well, I
if
would
he's
say, let's just take that out of there then for now until
Question,
that is addressed.
if he's getting free hangars and he's running a business out of the hangars, why can't he be down at the minimum wage level if he's getting all these incentives? Because when you do the math, like she said, he's getting $30-something an hour. So why couldn't he be down at the minimum wage and then getting all these incentives to make up for it? That's
Well,
just my opinion.
We don't pay him per hour, he gets paid per week, so we would have to adjust that to how many hours. Is he going to be full-time? So it will be a
I think
discussion.
that's a little outrageous to pay him that, plus he's getting all these incentives on top of it.
Well,
That's what I asked.
there's issues with the airport department, so to speak, so that's something that
We should,
we
yeah, we
need to
should
bring
discuss
back
that
to
later.
that, so let's
Okay,
just
so
take this one out.
basically, he's getting $600 a month, and right now, a free rental,
That's what he's getting right now, yes.
right now. And what's the
And
hangar?
he
did
pays
you
for
say?
a hangar also.
Which one was the hanger?
I don't know, because he pays for one and then he got one.
Yeah, he
Okay.
pays,
And where that's all written down, we don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
right,
But
it
we're
was
still-
just our discussion
Yeah,
that one
with
day
him.
with him.
Would that be something, Trish, you would consider, like maybe this needs to be in writing?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
well, he's going to have
Back it up here, back
to,
it
when
up.
he becomes officially the
Oh.
manager, all of that, everything will be in
Oh,
writing.
He's in
Well, I
this
didn't-
one.
And that was not supposed
That's
to
what
be
he's making.
given.
Oh, let's back this up.
Yes.
Okay. It's not $30 an hour.
I did a month, and I did a week instead of a month.
Okay.
So-
He's making
I was gonna say
$7.87 an hour
Yeah,
per month.
that's about it.
So that was going to be our future when we put the job description and his contract, together.
And then
That's
it'll
what I
all
was
come
getting
back
at.
to the board.
What I was getting at, he's not gonna be there forever. I mean, I hope he lives to ripe old age, I really, I mean, but 5 years from now, we're gonna be readdressing it, or the city will be readdressing it, trying to figure out, okay, I personally myself, I don't think we should give anything free. If we should just increase his pay and then he rents, because the next guy that comes along, or the next person that comes along, might not wanna rent anything, might wanna just say, hey, I just wanna be the
Then
airport
do it
guy.
by yearly contract, just do it year by year. And then once his year's up and something happens that he retires or decides he don't wanna do it no more, it's all start new again. And then you can make a new contract for the new person.
What kind of business are you running out of?
Mechanics of the airport, I mean,
Might be
he's
why
a
it's
big
not
draw
working.
for the airport. I mean, as I understand, I mean, I've only had 1 or 2 discussions with him.
On airplanes?
Yes, it's all aviation.
So he's getting paid separately for that?
He's getting $150 a week now.
No, is he getting paid separately to mechanic?
Yes, yes.
So he's getting paid to mechanic, plus he's getting paid to be the manager, plus he's getting a free hangar
It's a mechanic, what?
on
That's
the
what the
airplane.
business is.
That's
It's
his business.
That's
Yeah.
his business.
Yeah, we don't pay him for any of that.
No, but I'm saying, he's getting paid for that
plus he's getting paid from the city to manage and get a free hangar.
He gets,
He's got a good deal
In
going
the
there.
essence of time, because so many issues from the airport still have to be addressed by the board through Trish, I would suggest that we just remove this out of miscellaneous for this time, or else put in there, airport attendant is the $150 a week. Because that's what's happening now, right? That's what his payroll is, $150 a week.
But you're gonna go through and look into it, Trish, and see what needs to be done
Because
with it.
she has,
I have noticed from when we met, but this was not going to take place until our next session. And, but we discussed with him, and we came to a mutual agreement to where it would save us money. He can have the manager position, and we will put that all in writing for the next session, was what we agreed upon.
and to add to that, just to note, because there are issues about the hangars and the leases of the ground and all of that that has to be addressed also, which
So are we
She
leaving this
will
on
be.
here for now, or are we just gonna take that out, or?
well, if we put airport attendant, or whatever you want to call him, the $150 a week, because that is currently on this. However, if there's changes made later, then, but that
Well,
would
then we
be
could
something
change
that
it
has
for
to
the
be
next budget
contracted or something.
On the new budget that we're working on, or is
Well,
that
we
good?
will also need to, I think we need to figure out how we want to do this, if we want to contract him, or if we want him as an employee. So
But that,
we just kind of had a very simple conversation, because I believe, didn't we, FAA say we had to have an airport manager?
Mhm.
yes, because
What was-
it needs to be listed on that FFA paperwork.
Right, so
That's what
that's
started.
when we started talking to Waylon about, okay, we need to become compliant. What would you be willing to do for that position? And it was all talk, I just wrote notes, and we said we would finalize it for the next.
The last
Regular meeting.
airport manager made some money.
We're making a pretty good deal about, I believe, from our conversation with only paying him $150 and giving him a
Well,
hangar
when
to
you get
rent.
that contract in, this is a resolution, so we can just,
Right, we can change it.
change it.
Or we can just take that airport manager line completely out of there for now.
Well, we could put
Change
it
it
back
later.
to 150 if they want to see what he's making. As an
I will say it's been
attendant.
very nice actually having him down there. I know it's his own business, he's working at it, but just having him on site has been so nice. Because we've gotten calls before like the gas
Well, then
is
that's
not
what-
working. So
if
we
that's
have to
what
go down
you-
there and like try to figure it out.
You decide, that would be good, just make sure he's secure with that, so that way he is under contract, and they can stay with him as long as he's there. And then once he's decided that he doesn't want to anymore or something, then we can be revisited again, since it's a resolution, and do it for the next person. And it might be a total different for the next person, but since he's done that so long and everything, just let's secure him
Oh, absolutely.
where he's
Because
at.
we need it to be compliant, so that's how it all came
That
about.
helps him, and that helps
Yeah,
us.
so we just needed to finalize everything with him, and getting it in writing,
Police issues.
yeah.
So we can go ahead and pass this even though we changed that.
Yes, we'll just remove that and put 150
Right.
a week.
Right.
What are we gonna call them?
We can do your attendant if you like, airport attendant,
That's what I
Airport
said.
groundkeeper or
or
something.
airport.
That
Won't
attendant.
be grounds, but
Yeah, he can stay a manager because he's basically, he's
Just because
managing
you don't
things
have
down there.
150 a week doesn't mean that.
That's
Yeah,
true.
title don't mean nothing when it.
And he doesn't really even have, we don't even have any title to him, written anyway, so.
No,
if
he
you
don't
wanna
have a
do
title.
Manager,
He is the
that's
manager.
fine.
Because he is actually down there managing it and doing
Yeah,
everything.
he
so-
is, we do
Okay.
nothing.
Okay.
Changing the $12.60 per month to $150 per week.
And do we need,
And we can vote on this in new.
do we need
Yes.
to have the police
New
officers
business.
on here?
Police officers.
We're keeping the police officers' pay separate. Trish
Yeah.
said we need their handbook and their pay to be separate from city.
Yeah,
So that's why they're not on.
they have a very unique pay scale, and Jamie did bring it to us to review, and it needs to stay. They know what they're doing.
Do we know what they're doing?
I'm sorry?
Do we know what they're doing?
Well, sometimes.
They're watching y'all right now.
Okay, anything else on pay, major reserve classification? Okay, next one is the building permits.
And there's changes on it?
Yeah, okay, there was one that had the 1446 on it, was in the packet,
Did you want us to vote, did we need to vote on this?
not until we're in.
And
Not
until
meeting,
we
so-
have to be,
Okay.
we're in work session right now.
All right.
Okay, the ordinance that was in the packet, and then you gave us a new one.
Yes. The new one doesn't have the ordinance number written on it, but
Okay,
it's easy.
so, is there a big no, 3 says signs and this says 3 says cell towers. Okay. So do away with page 12 and 13, or 12 anyway,
Correct.
12 and 13.
What's the difference in them?
So we added
Added the cell
the
towers.
cell towers and communication towers.
Oh, okay.
And then if you go beyond that, we added electric.
Okay.
And then on the other side, you'll see the plumbing, HVAC, demolition, and moving. And this replaces the original building permit of $5 for residential, $10 for commercial.
And besides the ordinance, you've got a new building application.
Correct.
And this is all new construction?
Well, not necessarily, it could be remodels, it can be electrical.
Okay, well, I saw where it said that new construction and remodel, I must admit. But I'm also looking at this where it says sign. I don't think pretty much any business in Mountain View that's right across the street right here that's got a sign in their window wants to pay $10 for a sign every month, every year.
For a portable sign?
The sign that's on their window, it says, what you say right here, signs, for each portable sign 10 foot, for each sign 40 square feet and under $25. So that means if I've got a sign on my window that says blah, blah, that means I have to pay $25 for that sign?
No, it says portable signs. That's
No, it says signs,
For
for
B.
each portable sign $10, for each sign 40 square feet and under $25.
So with these,
That's why I asked if
This
this
is
is
a
for
one-time permit.
new or used or what
This
the
is a
deal
one,
is.
this is a one-time permit fee for when you come in and want to put up a sign.
Any kind of sign? Or is this,
Okay, so that means, and I'm just for argumentative purposes here, so that means the community center down here has to pay? Since we own the community center, the city does,
No,
they
what,
would have to pay,
what she's meaning, Calvin, is if you put up a new sign, like Sarah
that's
put
what I
that.
just asked, new or used, and I was just told any sign.
well, it has to go forward now, right?
A new,
And
yes, it's a
anything
new
new, like,
sign.
we're gonna use this as an example. Sarah put that new sign on the side of the old feed store building. She had to get a permit in order to put the sign up. She don't never have to pay for it again. It's a one-time thing, correct?
Correct.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. So it's just one time. So if a sign is already existing, they don't have to worry about paying it.
No.
It's just if
This is
you
moving
put a new
future.
sign up. Okay, when they're cleaning up the rubble, say she puts in a beauty salon there, she wants to put a sign. She pays a one-time permit as long as she has that sign there.
Correct,
If the sign gets damaged, she does not have to pay a permit again because she's already paid the permit, correct?
correct.
Okay.
As long as it's the exact same size, unless she's changing.
If she
Changing
wants it
any of
bigger, then
that.
you gotta pay for the bigger, okay,
Right.
gotcha.
So should we change signs to business advertisement signs?
I was trying to think of what other signs would, I mean,
Just like Calvin said, you know, having the little sign in the window, like, that's not specific to that, it's just advertising the business, like putting a business sign. So should we label it?
these be on outside of buildings,
Yeah.
not,
it's-
you couldn't,
Crosscuts
have
is 10 foot away, so I mean, it couldn't be just specifically on the outside, because we had it on that pole.
Could we put it under individual new business signs or something like that?
Is
Well,
there any reason we would
existing
need another sign? So I'm thinking portable sign if someone's having an event and they want to put up a big sign, you know, those.
With the arrow
fine-
flashing.
arrow flashing.
Yeah, whatever. I don't necessarily want to call it a business
Right.
sign, so if we
It's
can
just
leave
like
it
that.
generic, or otherwise we're going to have to write in there
I
and
hate
see what
to
kind of
ask
sign
this.
we can think of.
What about, like, yard sale signs?
But nothing's really permanent.
That's horrible.
It is.
Well, it is portable.
What about
That makes a
yard sale
difference.
signs?
So maybe B, C,
We
D,
wanna
and E
Get
are
that
not
many
portable.
do we? To that.
Do we
I
need to put it
consider a
like-
portable sign, one of the things that you rent and put out there and tell them be got an arrow pointing somewhere.
Right, or
Okay, can
like
we-
an event.
Can we put like a specification?
We
Little-
can, we have to
Put
list
signs
out.
put signs and then as specified, and then like put a little thing like a portable sign, meaning a sign that hooks up and you can move and flashing lights or what, kind of break it down where some people can understand it a little better.
So understand the portable sign, what that means?
Yeah, because like she said, is it the flashing ones, yard sale, you know, portable can be a lot of things. But we're,
I mean, the yard sale is a little too, because some
Yeah.
cities do charge,
Yes, they do.
so.
They charge for
So-
yard sale?
yeah, you already have to get a permit for a yard sale license.
Well, then I guess we'll leave that as portable sign. Anything we don't want to specify then, otherwise we're gonna have a long list.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
It can just be as seen fit.
we could just leave it signs.
Unless otherwise else specified. I don't know how we want to put that.
Because that one is a little, I don't agree with the charging for yard sales, you know, but I know there are some cities that do that.
They do.
We
And then-
could put does not include yard sale, residential yard sale.
That'd be a way to do it.
On that one, yeah.
Can we put excludes, like,
Excludes
Uh,
residential yard sale signs.
do we need to do a separate one, like do one for business?
Maybe we say
Only
exclude
one
yard
that-
Or
sale
like new
signs
business,
Hey,
and
I
a
new
$100
signs
fine if you
slash
don't.
new
pay
business,
them.
and then
What about shirt?
whatever it is, and then down to signs slash,
So if you find it,
Well, I don't think we would charge.
What about for charitable
for
events?
Charitable events, that's a good question.
So
Well, that's what I was asking, if it was new or old.
it's new.
I mean, if it's new,
They're coming
then
in to get a permit for
when they
a
come
new
in and
sign.
get a yard sale permit, I don't
well, if they get a yard sale permit, they automatically get to put the signs out.
know. Right.
Because that's
Oh,
all,
do you have
yeah.
yard sale?
Right there by
We don't
signs, you
have
could put
them, though.
exclude yard sale signs.
But we had the question about what about charitable events? Are we gonna make any exceptions for that?
it's like Pioneer Days, I mean, as a city, we put up signs for Pioneer Days.
And alumni
Which, I
hangs
mean,
them signs.
Yeah.
the yard sale. It's charitable day.
Your charitable things excluded then, if we
So
exclude yard sale.
we can say excludes, is that, that's through the chamber, 501c3?
I think,
Yes,
well,
the
there's,
Pioneer Days?
I was gonna say there's several, you've got Pioneer Days, the school, when they, when they go to state and stuff like that, they put out signs.
What,
Okay,
what
that's-
about permanent? Why don't we put this under signs, permanent signs? Like permanent business signs, but all the other stuff is not included.
Yeah.
Exceptions could be made by City Hall.
Yeah.
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 But do it as permanent, say for instance, Crosscut, they just built, and they wanted to put a new sign.
Well, I mean,
You're gonna
a
put out a permanent advertising sign there to specify that's your business. That's the sign we pay for, but like, when you do charities or like Budweiser gives you a sign made saying the 4K run in Mountain View.
Signs would take
You
care of
can't
that.
charge for things like that, the
The
bank does
banks
things.
puts banners out there.
Can we specify it like,
Well,
these
permanent,
are
it's
talking
not
about big ones.
necessarily just because we put it on a building.
These are
makes it permanent.
understandable, the portable,
It can be
yeah,
taken.
that's the.
So if we just want to get rid of portable signs, we can just get rid of portable signs. Or we could do charitable events, 501c3s, not
40 square feet.
yard signs, free, you know? Or we just don't have portable signs.
I mean, if they do the plugins like that, you can consider it B, couldn't you? Because it's under 40 square foot.
Yeah,
So we could do that, take out that portable sign limit, and then just, if for some reason that comes up, then we could do that under that.
If it's a 2 by 5, so that would be 10 square feet. So anything under 40 square feet would
That's
not
a 4 by
have,
10.
yeah, anything under 40 square feet would not have to have a permit.
each sign is
Yeah, that
40 square feet and under is $25.
Oh, 40 square feet and under, oh, okay.
So do you
And
want
the
to
others
just
are
get
free,
rid of
that's-
A,
okay.
portable signs, not charge for,
I think
Okay,
that's a
let's,
good idea.
let's think, how many portable signs can you think of
Well,
that are
just
going
like
right now? I don't,
yard
Well,
sales.
there's one right out in front of the health food store.
You've got Sunshine Market, you've got Vandal Vineyards.
you're going to have events.
Yeah.
There's that 5K run coming up with the hospital.
well, can we put event signs excluded?
I mean, for the businesses that are here, they're here, but I don't know if I've seen any new businesses bring in portable. You know what I mean? Like if you think
I
about.
think
all
the
new
days of those
businesses.
flashing ones are kind of getting,
Well, yeah, those things
Over.
are expensive.
yeah.
Then just want to take out the portable signs, and that would eliminate people wondering about yard sale signs and alumni signs, the school signs, banners.
something that's not going to be left up.
Right.
So it would be permanent signs then, wouldn't it? If you take out the portable, then you're only talking about permanent?
I mean, some of them are.
Yeah, it would not,
Okay, what about on Front Street down to the west end? That one store has a banner out in front. It's, to me, that would be portable, but I suppose it's gonna stay there.
It's going to stay there. It draws attention.
Yeah. So is that, where would that fit in? I mean, it looks like it's a one by something. I don't know.
I know the college and schools always put out different banners for all of their stuff.
We get different ones.
Now, well, can
Oh,
we
yeah, you
say,
get distributed.
say, take out the portable and put exclude detachables? But they are detachable signs, if you put a banner up, it's a detachable one.
Yeah.
If the wind destroys it, you detach it and you put a new one up. I mean,
Change B to
detachable is a
say,
good word. That's the word of the day, guys, detachable.
change B to say for each sign 10 square feet to 40 square feet. So anything under 10 square feet, you don't worry about. Or pick a square footage. How small do you want them?
I mean, I would leave it 40 feet and under, but like, you know, if you think about the banners that you get, the ones that we've gotten up at the store, I mean, they're 3 by 5 or, you know, 4 by 5 or 4 by 6. They can be pretty good size.
You'll put them out fairly often. In other words, you'll change them
Yeah.
every 2 months or
And
maybe.
we've done it from, you know, Christmas time when we celebrated 25 years. I mean, some of the distributors, they want us to promote more, and so we have to put them out. There's a lot of things that we've done outside for on our posts.
Well, come Pioneer Day, a lot of them will be putting out signs.
No, I do.
40.
Yeah, they
But
do.
that's
Just-
considered portable signs, isn't it?
Okay, this does not
I
address,
think we just need to eliminate the portable signs.
12 for
Yeah.
each.
Yeah.
you know, this does not address signs that are right now. Okay, like over there by the storage units, they put some signs up over there where once they built a restaurant. At some point in time, that sign is gonna be sold to somebody. You have to get permission from the state of Missouri because of the size and height. But do we then, once that sign is sold because it's a new owner, do we charge them for signs greater than 250 square foot? Do we then charge them 100? Because that would be considered a new owner, not a new sign, but a new owner.
Yeah, if they're using the same sign, that it would only be if they,
Changed
Changed
anything
it.
on it.
And so
Yeah.
how often a year would they change a sign like that? Because you do a yearly contract and they put plastic things up or whatever they are and advertise for somebody down the road and that sign goes bad and they put a different one up for somebody else that's rented it for the year.
But aren't we talking about the structure, the square
talking
footage of the
structure or you're
structure of that
talking sign?
original?
Are you meaning billboards, like billboards?
Sure.
Okay, well, usually the billboards that's along the road is owned by somebody already, so if I put in a new business and I wanted to rent that billboard, then I should be responsible for the permit. Because like McDonald's billboard's been down there for years, but it used to be the Honeysuckle.
Right.
So, but the Honeysuckle didn't own the sign and neither does McDonald's. A personal person owns that sign. So he's charging them for the sign, but whoever puts the advertisement up has to pay the permit to advertise on that sign. If the sign's empty, it's just empty, and you can't really charge anybody for an empty sign. Right?
so my thought is, if they're gonna build a sign and put it up, that they're gonna need a permit for that billboard.
Right.
That's it. The people who come and stick their piece of paper on it or vinyl
It's already
on it,
covered.
the sign is already paid for.
Okay.
So it's the actual structure. So now if they're gonna come, now if they're going to change it, they're going to need a
It's gonna
permit.
have to be.
If they're going to
Structure.
change the, the size or
Or replace it
whatever,
or something,
yeah,
okay.
then they'll need to get a new permit.
So we're going to remove the portable sign one, correct?
I'm sorry.
Remove the portable sign one.
Yeah, if you guys don't want to charge for events, those, when they come in to town and we have a big event going on, or like the race that's coming up, they're going to advertise for that. If you don't want to charge for any kind of temporary 1 or 2 day or whatever kind of sign, we'll just remove it. I mean, if we want to charge for those event signs and all that includes, we could just say excludes yard signs.
So that would be like the alumni or Pioneer Days or, because most of those things, I think, are going to either be a nonprofit or for a benefit
Which brings
or a
business
community
into town.
event.
Which brings business
Like
into town.
when they have the food truck music festival and all of that, because it does bring,
So let's
Then we
get
can
rid of
just
the portable
eliminate
sign.
it. Okay, we'll just eliminate A. the portable signs.
Eliminate A.
What's your enforcement of it? Is it gonna be, well, I know it's gonna be like probably through the police department, obviously, but is it gonna be like the open-ended misdemeanors kind of, are we gonna, do you wanna set fine, like a seatbelt or?
I don't think there's any.
Well, the fine would have to be they come in and pay that, the fee for it.
Well, no, I think we need to, we have to write it up right, otherwise if it goes under a certain thing, it can be criminal or
Misdemeanor.
fine. right?
Yeah, so like if it's not a set thing, it'll just be filed as basically as a open misdemeanor, which is, if it's not specifically set, I think it's filed as like a class B, which is, it's way above an infraction. So like if, I think an infraction, you have to put the language of what the fine is going to be and make it obviously it's an infraction, so it's not like a criminal history type of
Right,
reported.
yeah, because if they don't pay it, then they can get a warrant,
Right.
all of that stuff, on not getting $100 permit.
So I mean, that's just the
Well, I know that.
court side of it, but.
I think that would be a good idea to put that in there, because otherwise it's gonna have to be gone back over and changed. If we don't put a fine or something like that for not doing it.
Yeah, because it.
So what would that pertain to all of them? Can we just put a section in there? Because wouldn't that, even if they did it with the sign, what if they did a permit for the residential and all that, and they didn't do it, wouldn't that not fall
Yeah,
under
usually
the same?
at the end of the section will be the enforcement of it, is like any violations of this section, subsection A, B,
Yeah.
or C will be this, and this.
And that would pertain to everything on this paper if they did not,
Mhm.
that would cover it all, wouldn't it?
Yes.
That would, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
I don't think it's so
Okay, so then this one probably cannot be, it'll have to be tabled till.
Okay. What other,
Okay, on the wait, we're not done with this.
No.
On the applications, do we need to put that on the bottom of the applications too? Like if it is not enforced, then maybe we need to put that on the bottom of the application, so that way they can't say that they did not see and sign that.
Oh, yeah,
That with,
yeah.
penalties will be whatever, like you said, if not followed or whatever. So that way, when they sign this, they know it's right there. It's not only in this, but they see it immediately.
Yeah,
So there will be no excuse saying, well, I didn't know that.
I think if it's an issuable thing, that would be very excellent to put that on here.
Yep.
Okay, so
That's that
we're
little fine line.
striking A and we're adding enforcement and fine on the ordinance and on all the apps. Okay,
This is martial law.
so let's go back,
Hey, look, we gotta be tough.
let's go back up to,
You know how many
The
people,
residential.
wait a minute, Judy, you know how many people I have come up to me and said, well, I didn't know that was what that was supposed to be. Well, if you would have read it, you would have seen it. Nobody reads contracts.
No,
They don't.
I don't even read speed limit signs.
how did you know?
Half of them can't read the English that's on there.
So you wanted to put a fee on top, on this building permit, correct, if they,
An enforcement for violating it.
okay, for, and what would like
Who
a
would that be up
violation
to?
be?
Hanging on the square.
It's like
There's
there's
a
a certain
certain
amount of
do
money
that.
owed for.
well, you've got a
Would that be up to
building,
the judge?
we have
Or do we need to
criminal
set something?
code in the back of it.
Because they have to come in to get the permit to pay, so they're doing what they're supposed to do. So I'm wondering, what is the fee that, that we're gonna put on here? What is the,
So,
Fine.
it would
Yeah.
be,
and what would it
if they
be for?
didn't do the permit like they were supposed to, and that's where this bill comes into play, saying they have to have a permit, it would be a fine.
So the fines fines can be set by the city or the judge. If it's not particularly set, the judge sets it. at like kind of what he sees. But either way, the judge would order the fine to be paid, whether it's set by the city or if it's something he decides what it is.
But if they just wanna come in and pay that fine and not go before a judge, what should we set the fine at?
I would set the fine as to what it is.
$1 billion.
Yeah. You just want to retire early, don't you? I would set it as to what they were supposed to pay initially. So like,
Plus some.
yeah, okay, yes, because they have to get the ticket and everything else, so say they are working on a detached garage storage building, minimum of $50, so you would charge the $50 plus court costs? What's court costs roughly?
Yeah, that's what, $33.50, I think. is what court costs.
So
How
just
about
say
we say-
$40.
How about we say $100 so that they don't want to, they want to abide by the ordinance.
All right, here comes
So-
question number 3. How are we gonna know they had a permit? If somebody, okay, say I went out there and I put a big old sign in my front yard and I didn't do it, how are we gonna know it?
You're supposed to give them a paper to tack on it.
Okay, you can't put a piece of paper out in the elements without it being,
Sure you can.
you
Yeah,
can't.
that would-
Oh, yeah, you can replace
It don't
that.
rain.
I mean,
You can put it in the window.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean like on the outside signs and stuff.
Yeah, but they can
Right.
put it in the window at the
If you
store.
put in the window of your store.
So a handy thing that we have is like for the ATV permits, if you buy the permit, you have to display the little sticker. If you get those little
Ooh.
sticky things, you can design it to say whatever you want. You can get like the city seal or whatever.
Ooh,
just-
that's interesting. That'd
you
be
just-
pretty too, have our own little stickers for sign permits.
And then it's peel and stick, so they don't, we have a way of like, oh, we don't have tape to put it up. If it's just peel and stick, it's,
it's a good idea.
You're laughing at us.
Don't have tape to put it up.
Tape's expensive if you've been to Walmart and seen tape lately. It's expensive. But yeah, why can't we do a little permit sticker? We do it for the ATV, why not have a sign permit sticker?
That's a good idea.
Judy?
Are you gonna make it?
Okay, so
Was
the enforcement will be, failure to abide by this would result in, but
We'll come up with that.
it'll have to be written according to the criminal code, I think. But
But we can.
then they'll have to go through court. It's not gonna like they're gonna come in and pay a fine in City Hall.
Well, no, because it isn't, if they get,
it could be a payable fine if they show up and just, like a speeding ticket.
Yeah,
Like, they could show up and pay a fine.
They just pay at the court.
yeah, and that's where it makes
They could just
it
pay,
a infraction and
Do
not
you-
a criminal charge,
pay Tiffany or
Now-
whoever. so-
And that
right?
Infraction
We don't
criminal
wanna-
versus criminal charges, something that
You know what we could do to leave the police department out of this is
We could send them
We'll
to
have
Judy's
a-
house to get the sticker.
Right?
is have our building inspector as well be able to be an enforcer of the building rules. So if he's out and about looking for, going to do an inspection or whatever, he could just walk or drive by and see the stickers
Like that.
that are out there. And then we don't have to worry about
It's a
any
good
of
idea.
this. Come in, pay your $100 fine, here's your sticker.
Because, yeah, like,
Put it in the window.
shop owners don't really like the police just walking in and be like, hey, if you don't have your
Yeah.
sticker, better go get your
I
sticker.
think it's a waste of their resources.
So Jason
For a sign.
Jason's so nice, so.
Well, and with the infraction specifically, they don't have to unless we have to give them the infraction and they write the ticket.
Right.
But I know that, I think some of our stuff in the city code book has to be changed
from criminal to
to
infraction. Yes, that was
and that's
the
why,
thing that I mentioned today and brought it to the folder.
Oh,
and that's why I brought that up on this, because then if we don't do it, then it's a criminal
We
criminal.
do make an infraction with a payable fine at City Hall, but there's still a penalty of
$100.
$100.
Over what their permit should.
Yeah, yeah, and then they'll have to pay $50 for it.
Plus permit fee.
Yes.
Okay. going down residential, commercial, any questions about any of that?
Yeah. Okay, when you get to the electric part,
Okay.
okay, it says new residential wiring per amp, $1. That means if you put a 200 amp service, in, you're gonna pay $200 additional?
Correct. These codes are taken off of West Plains codes that they use. We were using theirs as an example.
But
Okay,
this
Mountain
would
View's
be,
already got, I forgot what it was. We
700.
passed here a while back.
700 for a big,
Exactly.
yeah, and
So we're gonna-
500 for something.
We're gonna dump another 200 on them? In other words, Mountain View already has, what was, I think.
it's new
Dee Dee?
service.
It was 500 for
Charges.
500 for 100 and 750 for a 200.
200, yes.
Okay, and so then we're gonna put another 200 on top of that for 100. I mean, I understand replacing and relocating main service panel, that's actually probably pretty cheap at $25 for that right there without meter base, that's pretty cheap. And now the branch circuits base being $25. But $1 per amp for somebody that it's not really considered upgrading, it's considered, when you have a house with a 100 amp service and you're gonna put a 200 amp service, you're gonna pay, it's not, how was it the real estate people told me, it wasn't really an upgrade, it was, you were just doing something that really should have been done a long time ago. But we're gonna charge them another $200 to do that as well as $750. So we're gonna charge them $950 to put a 200 amp service.
What's the $700?
We have-
$750.
We have an ordinance for
We have an
new-
ordinance charging people for new service, and it's $750 for 200 and 500 for
And for
100.
electric, water,
For
and
100.
sewer.
For 100 amp is 500,
Now, wasn't it-
200 amp
But
is
some of
750.
that was changed.
Calvin, wasn't it?
But that, I mean, that is new, but what I'm saying here is what I'm looking at here. If you're gonna put a 200 amp service in, it's gonna be new no matter what. It's gonna be new, it's just gonna have to be. So you're gonna be charged another $200 on top of that.
So we put, or they hire a contractor, they have to come in and pay us the $750 for whatever they're putting in. And then, okay, I'm just trying to understand this. So would you like to just eliminate the per amp?
Well, is the per amp thing the deposit?
No.
No, that's
We
when the
charge.
city has to put that electric
No.
meter out there.
No. The city doesn't put anything out there except for a meter box. The $200 is, if you walk back here, you'll see a breaker box. That breaker box is 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 amps, okay? So that means the amperage, they're charging $1, and what they're doing is charging $1 an amp. If I pull out a 100 amp service or a 200 amp service and want to put a 320 amp service in, that means West Plains is charging you $320 just to get the permit to do that.
To change your
To
electric
do
box.
an internal
Yes, I mean,
residential.
if you would put a new service in right here, you'd have to pay $1 an amp. Anybody in their house that wanted to put a 240 amp service instead of a 200 amp service would end up paying $240 plus the installation of somebody hiring somebody to do it. We're gonna charge somebody after they've paid $250 for a box, hired somebody, an approved electrician, and then gonna charge them another $250 on top of that?
What would you suggest it go to?
Well, it's gonna be considered remodel if you do that.
I think that we need to find the ordinance where it has that stated where it's 500 and 750, and either combine it with this one or take that one away and do it this way.
So the 750 and the 500, isn't that external? Isn't that, are those
Yes.
our?
It's new service.
Okay, that's our boxes that we're putting in.
Right,
The dollar an amp is internal electricity.
right, that's what I
So
was,
it's something separate, so it has nothing to do with the external boxes that we're putting out there. This is inside the house, doing a residential remodel or a new.
it has to be a remodel, but here's the deal, what I'm getting at also, if you were to build a house, and you wanted to put a 200 amp service in there, it's $750. Then you have to turn around and purchase a $200 fee from the city, which makes it $950.
What's the $200 fee?
Because if it's new construction, if I'm gonna build a house, I'm gonna install a 200 amp service, the
Right.
city's gonna charge me $750 for the
Right.
weatherhead or the wire, whatever it is.
External.
Then you're gonna put a 200 amp service in, then this tells me I have to pay another $200. That's $950 on top of that. And if I decide to remodel, if it's even existing, I will not have to pay that. But if I pull that service out, I have to put another box in and pay $200 to the city, plus an approved electrician from the city. I have to pay $200 just to upgrade my electric
Well,
service.
it says replacing or adding circuits, there's a base fee of $25 plus $1 per circuit. So that's for replacing or adding branch circuits. So that isn't necessarily going to come up to an additional $200. However, the new residential wiring, I see how you can say if you're putting in a 200 amp, it would come to the $200.
You know, Trish,
So-
what I'm getting at is, if I turn the electric off and I walk in there and I pull that box out of the wall, boom, it's out, throw it away. I put a 200 amp service in there. This is telling me whether it's remodeled, whether it's new, I have to pay $200 to the city just to be able to put that 200 amp service in.
For a
It-
permit, correct.
Right.
Right.
That's what I'm getting at, is I think that's a little out there.
So this says new residential wiring, right, which is A. Now you're saying you're going in and replacing, right? So replacing is C, if we're replacing the panel, right? That's $25. So I think I'm getting confused. And then replacing or adding circuits is $25 base fee plus the $100 per circuit.
I think what
Not
he's trying to get at is between the initial fee and getting your electric set up outside and then the inside fee, if you're building new, that's a little high.
Yeah, for new residents,
Yes.
which is A.
Yes.
So that's where I would like to know what would be reasonable if $1 is too high.
I mean, if we already have that initial fee for the outside, I don't think we should be making them pay to put on the inside. Not right now anyway.
What that
So-
fee's for, that we're charging the, $750 for 200, it's from running it to the meter, to the weatherhead, to the house, the wire's in,
And that's it.
that's it.
They can't go inside.
No,
All they can do is put it on the outside.
yeah, run it to the house, that's what they're paying that for.
So if we're going to have a building inspector who we'll have to pay them to go check out the electrical work, that's gotta cover their salary for going for that day, that hour, that whatever
So
it
in other
is.
words, this is for, okay, the electric department's put it in there. This is to go from the box and all the wiring in the house.
This is for, right, so if someone's building a new residence, a new house, then we're going to have a building inspector to go in and look at the electrical, to make sure everything is safe and all looks good. We need to, somehow recoup that money for a permit for his time to go and do that.
How much does the electric meters actually cost?
About two, depending on what it is. Are you talking about the box, the
For
200
outside.
amp service box is around 250.
Is that?
By the time you put breakers and whatnot in it.
Well, no, I mean, the one outside, so if we're charging 500 for the box
Oh, that's
outside.
the city's job.
Yeah.
But,
No, I
But
mean,
is
the
it all
weatherhead
included?
is the meter box.
yeah, I'm asking how much that is, if we're
Oh.
making money on that to cover that?
To
No,
cover
we're
the
making, we're
internal
charging
too?
enough.
Yes.
We was losing money, that's why we raised it.
Right.
Because the meters had went up, and then the wires went up, and the weatherhead, that all went up, and that's why because they was just charging $250 and $500, wasn't it?
Yep.
And we was losing money on it.
Okay,
So
so
plus the
the
salary.
500, are you getting that, Gail, the 500 covers everything?
Well, that's what I was
The
asking,
meter,
but
the
it's
cost, the meter, the cost of,
the
is that what the
Weatherhead.
500 is,
And
and
the wire.
750, that covers all that before it even?
No, just the
I
wire
just-
for-
I
just
just
the
talked to
cost
the
of-
electric guy
Yeah, just
about
yes.
putting a meter out here on that building that I just put up. Okay, that $750 is just a hookup. I have to buy the meter box as well as the weatherhead, as well as the water. The wire. Okay, and so I said to him, I said, okay, so you tell me how to figure out how much wire I need. Well, you just, whatever it is from the pole to the meter.
You have to buy the wire from the
Oh,
meter
yeah.
to the,
See, the $750 just is for them to hook it up, bring it down, run it into that
meter.
meter box, and then to jam a meter into it. And then my box is on the other side. My breaker box is on the other side.
So anything beyond their meter is on you.
Yes, well, but I still have to pay for everything else,
Right.
which is what the $750. But my understanding is I've got to come up with the weatherhead, the meter box, and the wire. Because that's what I asked him. I said, well, how much wire? He goes, well, you just measure on the ground because it's going to be the same, I guess, up in the air. Not a geometry here, but anyway, to come on down to the box. So that's $750 for just for them to come over and hook it all up and run the wire and attach that
To the meter.
like it's supposed to be and so many feet up above the. Okay, that has nothing to do with the breaker box, what this is talking about in there. When I go to put a 200 amp meter in, I'm gonna have to come buy a 200 amp, $200 permit just to put a 200 amp meter in. Not meter, I'm sorry, breaker box. And see, to me, that's a little much, but
I still think we
Because
need to
you're
come
paying
back
$250
to
for
this
the-
one and get that other ordinance.
Yeah,
and go
we've got
over
to know
it
what our
first.
new service is
Yes.
for that.
And we need to check to make sure, because it's my understanding that the city will pay for the wire from the pole to the city's meter.
Mhm.
The customer will pay for the wire from the meter to the house.
That's why they
box,
putting all,
to
that's
the
why they're
house.
not
I had
putting
the
meters on
meter-
the side of the house no more.
Yeah, so we need to
I
find
had
out
to pay
sure.
for it. No, I had to pay for it. Over there, we have a house where they went underground. They run the wire underground, under the road. It went bad somewhere. The city come over, they were nice enough about it, found it, we dug it all out, whatnot like that. Nope, that came from the box across the ground, under the road into the house, and it cost approximately about $600 or $800 for the wire.
Yeah, from the
We
city's
had to
box.
pay for it.
From the city's box, you have to pay for it.
Right, and so that's the same difference. If you're up here at the pole,
Okay.
the transformer,
Okay.
they're paying, we have to pay for that.
I'll check.
The people that bought Freddie Vines' apartments are wanting to know what it would be to get water meters put in on each apartment.
Oh, and is that Sylvan? Because he's asked, Trish addressed that in a letter.
I'm sorry?
The water
Well,
meters
that-
for the Buddy
Okay,
Vine.
but that's not on our agenda, so, okay. Let's go back over, starting in 1, and see if there's any questions about any of these fees. We know that the electric and the base plumbing is gonna have to be looked at, that ordinance that we already have for new service. But the residential, so if they come in and they're building a building up to 1,000 square feet, then minimum $50, or is it a flat $50
Where
on residential?
Number one.
Just go over these line by line.
Oh, okay.
Base fee up to 1,000 square feet, it's $50.
Correct.
Of course, our zoning has some, I'm gonna say it has to be at least 900 feet or something, so. But it doesn't matter, up to 1,000, it would be $50 instead of $5 like it is now. Then all over 1,000 square feet is $7.50 per 100 per square foot. And a detached garage or storage building is $50.
No, it's $7.50 per 100 square feet. Or
Over the
70
1,000.
Yeah. Over
All
1,000.
over 1,000 is, so that means it's $50 plus the $7.50 for
Right.
200 more square feet would be $15, so it'd be
Correct.
$65 for 1,200 square feet?
Correct.
Okay. And then a storage building or detached garage is 50.
Should we have
Okay.
measurements on that one?
On which in the garage?
On the detached garage storage building, should we do measurements on that one?
Yeah, 'cause they come in different sizes.
Okay.
I think the one,
Square footage?
yeah. Because I mean, some of those are super small, so it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I think the shop behind the house is like 30 by 50. So I mean, some of them can be pretty good size.
So would it be the same as A and B?
Mhm.
I would say.
Okay. So if it's less, then it's a minimum of $50. If it's less than that, anything square footage that matches A or B will be the charge. Okay.
Okay, on commercial? And that's- Anything on number 2?
So the bigger the building, the less you have to pay?
So the base fee is 1,500 square feet for $100, and then from there on, it goes up.
Right. You have a plan review of $50 fee, so that means anybody that is going to do any kind of new construction or commercial or any of that has to have a set of blueprints.
Correct.
Okay.
And then we'll have the building inspector go over that to make sure everything is compliant, so that before they start building, it all looks good.
Then to answer your question, Judy, no, because they're gonna pay $100 for the first 1,500, and then the next 3,500, they're gonna pay $10 times 35, another $350.
And then
And then on
10,000,
up, yeah.
then it's only $650 per square hundred. Okay, it's gonna get pretty big when it gets on up there.
Well, yeah, because then you're talking
Mhm.
This
100
is-
times 650.
Right.
Okay. Then on the cell towers. I know in this co-locate alteration, because we got a request in now, which is still in the processing stage, but like Verizon wants to put antennas on top of the US cellular tower that's out there. And of course, we don't have anything in zoning regulations or anything, but that would be an alteration to that existing tower that's out there.
I was also told that that is not city property. Because I talked to the gentleman today, and that is not city
Our
property.
zoning map
He said-
shows that it is, so.
He said, thank you for naming the road, but that is not city property, because he does not want his tanks or anything on city property like that.
Well,
And I'm pretty sure.
then our
that-
zoning map
What's
needs
this
to be
say?
corrected.
Huh?
Out there, Woolsey is the one that owns the property. It's on highways 60 and 3700, whatever the
The
county
road
road is
goes
out there.
out to,
Road that goes out to Roberts.
Oh,
Taco
okay.
Bell and then back
Yeah,
west.
Taco Bell is in the city, but from that point on,
It goes back like that.
over to that road is not. He actually said that, he told me that they gave the city 50 feet where the, well,
I hope he's got
the
documents.
car place is at, and then between them and Taco Bell. Paved it with concrete.
That's a whole nother
Yeah,
issue, but
right.
this, that's an alteration to an existing cell tower is my point.
How would we know, I see the $50 footing and foundation only, but where do you go to get the specs on that?
We'll need to have all of that in the, where all the planning and zoning is, where they're gonna have to give a site plan of some sort to show us where they're putting it, how big it's going to be.
Yeah, that's all I'm getting
Yeah,
at.
yeah.
You gotta have, I mean, I'm not a structural
Are they
engineer by
planning?
any means, but you gotta go down so far with concrete, so far and everything else. Who do we know? I don't think our building inspector is gonna be,
Well, that all, initiates with the application process through the planning
okay.
and zoning. So they will be the ones that's all of the planning and zoning rules and regulations for the building of that tower and all the specs for it. They have to bring all of the site plans, everything that they require to the planning commission so they can look at it and say, okay, yeah, this looks good. And then that's when they come in for the building permit fee of that. And they will have all of that already in order according to our requirements in the planning and zoning.
Okay, so we've already gone over 4, 5 and 6 have to be checked with the current new service. Okay, 7, 8, and 9.
On 9, what does A mean?
Moving a house.
Oh, yeah, so they actually come and pick up houses and move them. And this is a permit for them to move a house for a building.
Okay.
And if we have to send our police out to follow behind or stop traffic, we're gonna charge for the use of any of our departments.
For escort services.
Yeah, or to block off roads, to let them go through, whatever we need, or whatever they
If
request.
they're moving a trailer house, and out here it's a trailer park just up the road, I think it's fine.
Okay, on the number 7, so it's new or replacing existing is the same, right? I mean,
Correct, per ton.
supposed to have a permit? Have we always had a permit for that?
No, we've only had a $5 building permit for whatever.
You either had a $5 for residential, whatever, or a $10 commercial for whatever. So this hospital that's going up pretty much laughed at us when they said, what's your permit? And what we had was $10, and I'm like, you know, they laughed.
It's just an
Yeah,
addition,
'cause
not the whole
Rachel-
hospital.
Yeah, Rachel got the phone call, and that's when she came to me, I'm like, oh, we need to look at this. That's when this came about, and I'm like, we need to pay or charge per square foot. And then that's when we looked at some of the existing building requirements or permits and said, okay, let's follow these guys and do what they're doing. So that's why this whole thing came up, was when we got that one phone call. And it was $10.
So,
And page 14 is the current city code about the building permit. Which have not.
All right, so 45.080 is what we have. We are slowly working on this, especially with the OPA building code. That will be changed, but we'll discuss that further on down the road, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, anything else on this ordinance which I will ask in new business that it be tabled for updated information? Anything else on that? Okay. I see next in the packet is emergency operations plan. And then something about the certification. Do you have information on that, Trish?
Let me find that, I just messed up my packet. Okay. So, I emailed,
That was on the back. Page 16 is where we are. Page 15, was that just on the back of page
Yes, that was just part of that.
of 45 and
Yeah.
36? Okay, so 15 is not applicable for tonight. Okay,
okay.
page 16.
So I emailed this organization to ask how much they charge for the full commercial building inspector courses plus certification. And they responded saying that it's $39 per month or $3.99 per year for all of the 30 online courses for whoever we have as the building inspector to be able to complete and then take the examination and become certified. So I spoke with Jason. He said he's willing to do this and become a certified commercial building inspector. And I just wanted to show the price out there for you.
Would this also be for residential?
This particular one is commercial because we were focusing on the hospital right now. And I do believe there's a crossover, so the residential will be much less. And Jason did say he has some residential due to his fire safety courses. So we're going to reevaluate that. I'm gonna work with him to see what classes he needs or doesn't need for residential, but commercial, we know we need this.
Okay, any questions or comments on the training?
There were others, but they were more expensive.
Next is review of the city attorney invoice. I know accounts payable paid on the 10th and the 25th, but since this is over the $1,000, she held it out to be approved, and it will need to be added. This is for July and August, and it's broken down, general hours that comes out of the city, and then just court hours that comes out of the court account. Any questions or comments? Okay, it's R9. Go on to discussion of brush pickup.
Yes.
We didn't get nothing on that.
No, I guess Trish's going to.
So, our street guys came to us and they were explaining that they quarterly need to go throughout the town and pick up brush. This isn't during an emergency, it's just regular quarterly. And it takes them about 2 weeks to go up and down through the streets. They have 3 vehicles. They have the tractor, the dump truck, and what was the
Front end loader.
Oh, there was a grabber.
Yeah.
Whatever they
Yeah,
grab.
on a trailer. And we were discussing the cost, because it took them so long to go up and down the gas, 3 guys, because each had their own specific equipment that they were working and doing. And with our budget being how it is, I thought that was a program that we could eliminate. We did put out there that we canceled the last one, and they could go to the natural dump. We gave them the hours, the directions, and told them it was free for anyone who could go, or who would like to go dump off their brush. This is a service that I keep getting told, we've just always done it. It's nothing in writing, it's just we've always done it. The expense, I don't think is worth what we are doing when we have a free dump for people to haul it themselves. If they can't haul it themselves, this is a great opportunity for an entrepreneur to go out and offer services and go dump it for them. So, after speaking with Cody and Tegan, they would just like to eliminate this entire program for quarterly free service and put it only for emergencies, like when we have a tornado and it just ripped everything up, or floods. Then, of course, we'll go out there and pick that up for them and haul it to the dump for cleanup.
What I've seen on that, Trish, is that I've seen them do it, and then the grapple, the picker up. Then the people gripe because they've cut grass up out of their yard. They have to go back, straighten their yard up, plant grass seed and all that stuff. So it is a big time-consuming and expense sometimes. And I've also seen them go down my street, and the next day, somebody's out there pulling limbs out there, stacking up another pile, saying, "Oh, you missed mine," so they have to turn around and come back.
Yes, they said that happens a lot. People don't put their branches out, and they're backtracking a lot.
I've seen it.
Yeah, which is why it can take up to 2 weeks for them. So we would just like to eliminate this. There's-
I agree on that, because if there's a free dump, there's no excuse why you can't unless, and like you said, if somebody needs help. You know, if I have a neighbor that can't do it, I'd help them. I
Absolutely.
mean, if I was loading my trailer up and they had some out there, I'd be like, throw it on me.
Right. They need to stop relying on us.
Yes. I
We
agree.
probably need to make it more known to, not just on Facebook,
Yeah.
you know, maybe put something in City Hall or something.
Don't we do a once a year trash thing of big trash?
Yes.
Citywide.
Once a year.
City-
In other words, you can put a couch out there, you can put a bed out there. Okay, I look at it this way. Somebody could haul a couch. I mean, they do it. We do it one week out of the year for trash. If it was just implemented the exact same way, 1 week out of the year, and this is it, we're putting up brush, after that, tough news. If we would offer that service for sanitation, why would we not offer that service for streets or brush piles? And I understand what Judy said, I've heard people say the same thing. They complain that they this and they that, but it's like, I also look around and say, well, there's a 75-year-old lady over there, or a man that's got no way in the world to get it in there, and they're not gonna throw it in the trunk of their car and drive it over to the dump. And the dump, they open it every day, and Dave, the last time I talked with him on some of this, is the reason that they kept it locked so much was because all of a sudden, it was ending up with stuff that's not supposed to be
Concrete,
out there.
bricks and everything else.
They were hauling wire out there, they were hauling couches, and there's no way to patrol such. And the next thing you know, they're getting stuff out there they're not supposed to.
Well, another thing they do too, they'll pile it right next to their mailbox. They'll pile it on a water meter, you know? And if they start piling that on the water meter and they know we're gonna pick it up once a year, our meter reader and all that's gonna have to move brush every month.
Well, and they just tell them, no, you know, it's just like putting your trash out there, you don't put your trash on top of your water meter. I mean,
I've got one right down the road from me, it's got a pile of brush right by a mailbox. I mean, right there. There's the mailbox, here's
Expecting the
the,
city to pick it up.
right.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna say, I mean, I kind of agree on it, but if we did that, we would need to probably look into the sanitation also and figure out that, because I know that's more or less like Hell Week for them, when we do citywide cleanup. And half the time, most of the people drive around and get all the crap out of it and then leave the crap for them to come in and clean up and throw away. So,
But all the towns do that. I mean, West Plains does it, Willow Springs does it. If I'm not mistaken, all of them.
it helps all the junkers because they have,
Well,
it's
I
got
mean,
picked up.
Well, what I'm talking about, I agree with Gail. I would not like to be working with the trash department, like she said, Hell Week. But it is a service that everybody else offers also. I would,
Well, Willow Springs hires it out. They don't have a sanitation
Right.
department. So that's quite easy for them. The garbage company puts out dumpsters and they come and they take it away.
right.
It's not our guys.
Mountain Grove does the same thing. They don't have a sanitation
Right.
department either, and I know that. But
So
it's
this is.
still, that option is still there for that 1 week for the people in town to drag that couch out there or to drag that junky pool or whatever it is out there that they can haul away.
They drag it to the street?
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, well, Willow Springs, they have to take it to the actual dump.
that's what I was gonna say, we could do it
It's
like the
different.
brush and open.
The brush, they
sanitation
can, but they
one free
can't
day.
take a couch or something like that.
So we could, because we dump in West Plains.
Right,
So
so
they-
Willow might go to Hartville, but still the same difference.
They-
So
But
could,
Gail was saying that the people could haul it down to sanitation
right,
instead of sanitation picking it up.
And having a
Yes.
free dump day.
Agreed.
Oh,
Free
okay.
They
recycle.
could just put it in the dump truck. Our guys can do that. That saves a lot of time, gas.
It's all in one spot.
Right.
I mean,
Or we
we
eliminate
use it, it's beneficial for us, but it's not beneficial for the town. Not at
No,
all.
it's not.
Okay, so, well, there's really no decision can be made on that because we're in a work session, but we do need to come back with proposals for the brush and the citywide cleanup
Right.
issues.
So we put in a proposal.
Yes. That
And
you will
then-
bring it back for them to approve.
Because this is a work session and we can't vote on
Okay.
nothing in this.
You might talk with Dave down there, and he will, because he spent so many years, I know that 15 years ago, you had to stop down there at the sanitation department, get the key to the gate, to be able to go out there to dump that stuff, and then they looked and saw what was on there to make sure that's what you were hauling out there, and if you happen to have a piece of lumber on there that was, then no, you can't take that out there, because DNR or our old dump out there would just be all over it. So that's, I think, part of the reason that this brush collection came about was because there were times that it was a nightmare to get the key, to go down there and dump your trailer or your truck or whatever. That needs to be kind of looked at there and thought about. But I mean, your idea of somebody starting a business would not be a bad idea if the city decided to,
Contract that with them or something?
well, yeah, or like, okay, if you want a brush pickup, you're gonna have to pay us an additional $2.50 a month or something. We'll do it over a 12-month period to where it won't take away from everybody, and then the city, I mean, you're talking $30 a year additional, but then that person that would come in, you can't put logs out there. You can't put logs out there now on the brush pickup. It has to be,
Well, if one person's doing it,
Just
it's
something
under
we're
your
still
control.
yeah, well, what I'm saying is they're gonna have to be paid something, but
Their bill, but
and I don't know quite how to work that, because, I mean, you're gonna go by weight, or, I mean, somebody's gonna have a pile that's as big as where we're sitting, and then somebody's gonna have a pile that's gonna be the size of that over there, and
And what
I
if you
mean,
did like a certain fee? Like, it doesn't matter, everybody pays a certain fee once a year, and this third party comes in and.
Then you're gonna have the whole neighborhood piling on
right,
that
so that's
pile.
what I was working, and see, I know the trash department, and I saw this with my own eyes, a gentleman down the street from where you live used to save his trash up every year in a building out back, and when it came to
City
free
cleanup.
trash or big trash, whatever it was, I'm telling you, I've seen the trucks back up and have to load it 3 times. And so they finally came up with some rules and regulations on that.
And that's what,
Yep,
Right.
I'll put
so
it
you
in
have
writing.
the rules and
and
regulations
you
to
guys
bring
to-
it back. Okay. If there's nothing else on this work session, then let's take a break. That has to be under new business. We'll take a break and come back for new business.
Oh, thank you.
We are moving into new business now, and there's an addition to, no, we're still in the same,
Yep.
we're still in the same meeting.
Okay.
We're just in a different section. But we need to add approval of the attorney invoices on to number 5 on new business.
You got the shirt.
Yeah, the shirt's 4, the attorney invoices that were reviewed
I
need to
have-
be added for payment.
Yeah, I put the.
oh, that was on
Oh,
that's before we
okay.
went to break.
Right.
Yeah, so that would be a change to the agenda, so you're asking to reapprove the agenda.
Do I need to do my roll call again?
Yes.
Coulter,
Here.
McAdams,
Here,
Perry,
Here,
Wallander.
Here.
I need to add another thing to the agenda. Number 5 would be approval of the attorney invoices that were reviewed during the work session. So I'm asking for a motion to approve the revised agenda again.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you. Okay, number 1 is Bill 1441.
Bill 1441, an ordinance amending Chapter 21, City Organization of the City Code of the Ordinances for the City of Mountain View, Missouri.
We'll have to read it in its entirety since we don't have copies now.
Whereas the City of Mountain View has previously had no codified organizational chart outlining the chain of command within the city, and whereas the Board of Aldermen believe it would be beneficial for the employees and the public to be aware of the chain of command within the city, and whereas the Board of Aldermen has determined there is a need to amend Chapter 21 of the City Code of Ordinances for the City of Mountain View, Missouri, in order to add Chapter 21.900, Subchapter I, Chain of Command, to codify the organizational flow chart. Now therefore be it ordained by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Mountain View, Missouri, the City Code of Ordinances is hereby amended Chapter 21 to add 21.900, Subchapter I, Chain of Command as follows.
Do we have approval for the first reading of Bill number 1441?
I'll make that motion. I'll
Is it-
second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the first reading? Roll call vote, please.
Coulter,
Aye.
McAdams,
Aye.
Perry,
Aye.
Wallander.
Aye.
Now we will need the second reading.
And actually, I handed copies to them.
Oh, pardon me.
I just thought of that halfway through it.
You can read this by title only the second time then.
An ordinance amending Chapter 21, City Organization of the City Code of Ordinances for the City of Mountain View, Missouri.
Do we have a motion to approve the second reading?
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Coulter,
Aye.
McAdams,
Aye.
Perry,
Aye.
Wallander.
Aye.
And I'm wondering, do we need to add the lines first reading and second reading on the signature page?
Yes, I will do that.
This here.
Oh. Got it. Never mind.
Oh,
I was working on the signature page. I didn't know.
yeah, it kind of threw things down when I
Okay.
added all that.
That's fine, that's fine. Okay. Now we have Bill 1443.
A resolution establishing job classifications and a pay matrix for the City of Mountain View, Missouri. Whereas the City of Mountain View, Missouri has determined it necessary to establish job classifications, and whereas the City of Mountain View has a need for an updated pay matrix, now therefore be it resolved by the City of Mountain View Board of Aldermen as follows. Section 1, the Board of Aldermen of the City of Mountain View adopts the pay classification system listed below. Section 2, the Board of Aldermen of the City of Mountain View adopts the pay matrix shown below for all city employees. Section 3, this resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and approval.
Is there a motion to approve Bill 1443 as Resolution 250826?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote. the third item, Bill 1446, I requested it be tabled for the next meeting, September the 9th, for some updated information.
I'll make that motion to table.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to table agenda number 3 under new business until September the 9th.
Should that not be postponed until then?
Postpone?
It should be postponed until,
Okay. Will you amend your motion to be postponed?
I will amend that.
Until September the 9th. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next item is the purchase of shirts.
is this shirts for everybody, all the employees that gets shirts?
It is, so on the first page where you see the total amount that says $22.71, that's for everybody getting 5 shirts, except for fire. Fire is on the next page, where that's all volunteers get 1 shirt, and the chief gets 5. And so the total comes to $26.56, and this is with our local lady Lois Wood, who has always done it for us. Oh, sorry, excluding part-time people, we're not giving them any at the moment.
Do we have a motion to approve this purchase?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Coulter,
Aye.
McAdams,
Aye.
Perry,
Aye.
Wallander.
Okay, next we have the attorney's invoices that were reviewed during the workshop for July and August. I guess it's June and July. It's dated August, sorry about that. June and July. June is 2,700 and July is 2,079.
Yeah. June and August. June and July.
June and July. Is there a motion to approve these invoices?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that concludes our new business. Is there anything for closed session?
Yes, I make a motion to close.
I'll second. We have a motion and a second for closed. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Coulter,
Aye.
McAdams,
Aye.
Perry,
What is the agenda for closed session?
Personnel.
Okay, yeah, aye.
Wallander,